Now, there's always different views when it comes to land reform in Zimbabwe. Many people they ask themselves, was it a good thing? Was the land reform program a good thing? Did Mugabe do the right thing? I find it very uplifting to say, as African, it was the right thing to do. Why? It was a moral right. How can you survive without owning your land, where you were born, where your freedom is based on, where your culture is based on, where your existence is based on? Everything started there. Right? The least you can have is your land. Own it. So I say yes. Land reform was a moral fight. There was no way we could say we had independence or any type of freedom before we acquired the land back. Now, was the way they took the land appropriate? I'll leave this to our listeners to debate. But one thing I'm 100% sure, we had to acquire our land back. Now, did it have any good effect afterwards? I'm sure some of people who come with their own points, like, after we had our land, what did we do with it? We only destroyed it. Oh, that's another story for another day. But what I'm here to tell you is land reform was a moral fight, and we can see even today many African countries, still now African people, they don't own their land, which is very unfortunate. Now I'm making my point on what I mean. It was a moral fight. The only reason we argue about this land reform thing is because it happened in a few countries. And in my honest opinion, I can only talk about Zimbabwe. That's the country that I know. That's the motherland. And that's the most famous when it comes, take our land back. We own our land. Now, it was far much better if we did it to the whole continent. It was going to be more effective that way. If we were to start from zero, own our land, and start to negotiate with white people on how are we going to survive together, because we all understand we need one another. The disadvantage of Robert Mugabe was he did it to our own land, and white people, they had many other places to go. So in that way, they had power to isolate us, they had power to give us sanctions, and that way they would be there was no way it was not gonna be affected as a nation. Zimbabwe was going to be affected because they had other places to go to. They didn't go far. They ran away. They went to South Africa. They went to several countries in Africa, the whole continent. Now, if the whole Africa was to acquire land and take it back as our own, as black people, just like Mugabe did in Zimbabwe as our lead at that time, we would be talking a different story now. Now, by this time, we would have a better Africa. Now we can't have that. Why? Because we don't own our land. So I'm going to leave it right here, and I need you to tell me what you think, your comments, your opinion. Here we stay on neutral grounds. We get to the truth without fear nor favor. Just straight to the chase. Till next time.